그리고 산책도 자주 해요.
We actually did that one yesterday, so let's listen quickly.
산책을 해요. 산책을 할 때 카페에서 커피를 사요. 커피를 마시고 많이 걸어요.
Okay, so now it is where we are at. Also, if you were not there yesterday, she's basically explaining what it's like autumn, so fall in Korea. So let's repeat those sentences together now. 산책할 때 카페에서 커피를 사요. 커피를 마시고 많이 걸어요. So let me repeat a little bit slower for you guys. 산책할 때 카페에서 커피를 사요. 커피를 마시고 많이 걸어요. Okay, so let's translate everything together now. So we have 선택할. So it is from the verb 선택하다. If anyone was there yesterday, I think a lot of people, right, were there yesterday. Does any of you guys remember what 선택 is or the verb 선택하다? Comment down below if you know what that means. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Well, I drink a little bit of water because I have talked so much already. But comment down below if you guys remember what 선택하다 or 선택 mean. So comment down below if you remember what that means. And also if you are trying to go syllable by syllable, it doesn't mean a mountain book, okay? This is not a mountain book. But whenever you see that for the first time, you might think that it is a book about mountains, but this is not correct. So what does 선택 mean? Comment down below. If you remember, I'm gonna give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so 선택 is a walk, and then 선택하다, because it is combined with the verb 하다, which is doing, is basically saying doing a walk. So basically going on a walk can be the English translation, because we are not doing a walk, we are going on a walk in English. But in Korean, they say doing a walk. So that is what this word means. And then we have that we also saw yesterday. So comment down below if you guys remember what te means. So we have seen it yesterday. I'm trying to see if any one of you guys remember what it means when we have te that is added. Most of the time, okay, it will be added after the word, just right here, okay? But in English, it's the opposite. You will find this word before that word, but in Korean, it is the opposite. So comment down below if you remember what that means. I'm gonna give you a couple more seconds, okay, to try and guess what te means. So I'm gonna give you a few more seconds, okay? Please comment down below if you remember. Oh my god, the light is in the screen. Very sorry about that. So comment down below. I'm gonna give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So te is when. So you guys were correct. While or when, I always forget. Yes, technically in some contexts both can work, but the exact translation to that word would be when. So it is when doing a walk or when walking, okay, or going on a walk. That is how you can translate that, but it's always important to remember that this te, okay, there is technically two types of te. So there is this one, which is alone. It is never glued to anything, and also it is found after the reasoning, kind of when you are like what you are doing, right? So when doing a walk, but there's also 면, right, that can either mean if or when, okay, depending, and this one is always glued to the word. So there are two different types, so it's very important to remember that there are two, but both of them are used in different, not context, but their usage. The way they are used is different, basically. Thank you so much for the follow, guys. Thank you. If you are new, don't forget to follow me just right here. I go live 3 to 5 times each week where I study Korean together. So let's continue now. We have 카페. So 카페 is used whenever you want to say a cafe. So going to a coffee shop. So this is the Konglish word for cafe. We have 에서, which is a particle of location or time. So you can only use that in location or time. But does any of you guys remember when we need to use 에서 instead of 에 particles? We have seen it yesterday and multiple times in my Korean study sessions. So if you have been following for a while, you might know. But can you please let me know in the comment section when you need to use eso whenever you're talking about either a location or a time? If any of you guys remember what that means, comment down below. I'm gonna give you a couple more seconds, okay, to make sure. If you don't know, it's totally fine. If you want to try and guess, you can do so as well. So I'm gonna give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is so advanced. It's okay. Here, to be honest, it is for every level, and you will still learn even if you are a beginner. I think this is quite found in beginner sessions, but you know, you will get used to it eventually. So eso particle is like I said, a particle that is associated with time or location. So you can only use it with words that are related to time or location. In this case, it is a location since it is the cafe. However, the eso particle is very, very specific, as it either means that there is a specific action happening inside the location, so at the location, or someone is coming from that location. So there is 2 ways that you can add that. So most of the time, not most of the time, all the time, whenever you need to use eso, is because there's going to be an action verb. So if you are still unsure when do you need to use eso, a particle, okay, you can just see if there is an action verb in the sentence. If so, you automatically put the eso particle. Hi, hello Keta, thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. Okay, so eso particle, you need to remember it is always associated with action verbs. So they come together. They cannot be one without each other. I mean, technically you can still have action verbs in the sentence without the eso, but the eso cannot be without the action verb. So you need to remember, okay, that yes, whenever it's in the sentence, it only comes with action verbs. Hopefully it helps. Hi Susanna, thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing? I'm good. How are you? I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. The sontekal is the action verb or sayo. Technically it is sayo because it is the action happening inside the coffee shop. So what is happening inside of coffee shop? It's not taking a walk. So it's basically buying. So the action that you are doing is buying something inside the coffee shop. So that is why there is the eso. So you need to remember that the eso particle is associated with the location. So you need to think, okay, what is happening inside the location? So it obviously cannot be taking a walk, because it's rare that you're going to go inside a coffee shop and you're going to be taking a walk inside the coffee shop. So hopefully this is helping you understand a little bit better, right? How you can figure it out, the eso and a particle, because I know it's very, very difficult. You explain things easy. I'll follow. Oh, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you so much for the follow and the like, guys. You are the best. Okay, so hopefully now you understand better this particle. I know, like I mentioned, it's quite hard, but the more you see it and the more you practice, the easier it's going to become. And then we have koppi를. So koppi is coffee, so it is another Konglish word that is used very, very frequently. We have sayo, which is from the verb sada, to buy or purchase. So it's basically saying that when she goes on a walk, okay, so when she is doing a walk, going on a walk, okay, she buys coffee at the coffee shop. So eso can also be translated at the location or inside the location. That is both that can work. So you only use eso when there is an action associated with it. Yes, exactly. So there always needs to be an action verb inside the sentence to be using eso. So it's either something happening inside the location or someone is coming from the location. So a good trick that I have for you guys, if you want to make sure you are putting the right thing. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. You ask yourself, is there a specific action happening at the location or someone is coming from the location? If the answer is no, you can just put the a particle. So the a particle alone means that it is a location that just simply exists. So nothing very interesting is happening at the location, but it's to give context of to where the sentence is taking place. However, if the answer is yes to the question, there is an action happening at the location, so inside the location or at the location only, then you can put the eso particle, right? But the thing is that, for example, if there is an action verb that is transformed into a noun, it doesn't really work. So it needs to be the verb at the end of the sentence. That needs to be an action verb to be able to put this particle. So does it make sense to you guys? I know this is a lot to process and go through, but if you have any questions of things that you are unsure to understand, please ask me and I will try my best to answer. But for now, let's go to the second sentence. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So we have here 커피를. So once again, it is the coffee. We have 마시고, which is from the verb 마시다. Does any of you guys remember what the verb 마시다 is? Comment down below if you remember what the verb 마시다 is. So I think we have seen it in the previous podcast, but comment down below if you guys remember what 마시고 would be. I'm going to give you a couple more seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys are correct. So this is the verb that you want to use whenever you want to say to drink something. So in this case, it is drinking coffee, because technically in this case, okay, the verb to drink, which is 마시다, is not in the context of the sentence used as a verb itself. Hello, Mimi. Thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing? And thank you so much, guys, for the follow. So in this sentence, it doesn't have the purpose of a verb anymore. So if you are quite familiar with Korean, you guys know that you can put verbs into noun, adjectives, and adverbs. And you can also put nouns and adjective into verbs. So this is, quite hard to understand at first, but the easier you will see, the easier it will get. Thank you so much, Mimi, for the rose and the heart. Thank you. You're the best. 안녕하세요. 어떻게 지내요? Okay, so let's continue now. So drinking, like I said, most of the time, it's very hard to categorize that type of a word in Korean to English because it doesn't exist in English. So I would categorize that as the verbs ending in ing. So it would be drinking coffee. Thank you so much for the donut, Mimi. Thank you. You're the best. Really appreciate you. So yes, in this case, it would be drinking coffee. We have the go right here. Does any of you guys remember what it means when you add the go to a verb, adjectives, or action? My reading is getting better. Oh, yay. I'm happy to hear that. I'm excited for this Friday. So I have prepared something. Hopefully you will like it as well. So comment down below, what does the go mean when you add it to a verb, adjectives, or actions? So comment down below. I'm going to give you a few more seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys are correct. So whenever you add go to one of those three options, it becomes and. So you want to say this and this. I don't remember, but I'm still learning. That is great. I'm happy to hear that you are learning. And hopefully you will be learning even more in the future. Okay, so let's continue. So we have drinking coffee, and we have 많이, which is from the verb 많다, to be many or to be a lot. And then we have the verb 걸어요, which is from the verb 걷다. Does any of you guys remember what that means? Comment down below if you remember what this verb means. So it is from the verb 걷다, which is conjugated 걸어요. So you remove the D and you put 를 instead whenever it is conjugated. So comment down below if you guys know, right, what this verb would mean. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple seconds. Even if you saw the answer, please comment down below. I'm going to give you a few seconds again. Wait, what is 많이? 많이 is from the verb 많다, to be a lot or to be many. So this is a easier word because it sounds just like many, right? To be a lot, to be many, but it is 많이. So very similar in not sounding, in pronunciation, sorry. So I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are correct. It is to walk, the verb walking. So here it's more like taking a walk, and here it's just walking, right? It can be walking inside the shopping center, It can be walking, I don't know, on the street. It can be walking in your house. It can be walking anywhere. And 산책 is more taking a walk, so it is outside. So this verb is always associated with outside, and this can be anywhere basically. So this is the verb to walk. Okay, so let me repeat this sentence. So she is drinking coffee and walking a lot. So that would be what this sentence means. So I guess she buys the coffee before going in on the walk so that she can still enjoy the coffee while walking. So let me repeat all the words one more time and then we will jump to the next one. So going on a walk, when, cafe, at, coffee, cafe, at, coffee, by. Coffee, drink, and a lot, walk. So that would be how it is translated from Korean to English directly. Thank you so much for the follow, guys. Thank you. Also, if you are new, don't forget to follow me just right here. I go live 3 to 5 times each week, or we study Korean together just like this. So let's continue with the next sentences. However, if you have any questions about that one, feel free to comment down below. Thank you so much for the like. Thank you. So let's continue right now.
오후에는 날씨가 따뜻해요. 그렇지만 바람이 시원해요.
Okay, so let's repeat that together. We have 오후에는 날씨가 따뜻해요. 그렇지만 바람이 시원해요. So let me repeat a little bit slower for you guys. 오후에는 날씨가 따뜻해요. 그렇지만 바람이 시원해요. Okay, so let's translate everything together. So we have 오후에는. So 오후 is used whenever you want to say afternoon. So it is very, very often seen before the time. So whenever you want to say 7 p.m., okay, you will see this word. And then we have once again the a particle. So we know that it is a location or a time. In this case, it is a time, right? Because it is with afternoon. So technically, it could translate to in the afternoon. So technically, that is how you can translate everything together. And we know that technically, afternoon is kind of the subject of the sentence. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. And then we have 날씨가. Does any of you guys remember what 날씨가 is? Comment down below if you remember what 날씨가 is. So we have seen it yesterday. So let's see if any of you guys remember what 날씨가 means. So comment down below. I think what's fun with my Korean study sessions as well is that we see the same word again and again, and I make them practice. So if you didn't know about them before, I'm pretty sure you know about them now after this study session. So yes, comment down below. I'm going to give you a few more seconds to try and guess what 날씨가 mean while I drink a little bit of water because I'm speaking a lot. Okay, so I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys are correct. So 날씨가 is used whenever you want to talk about the weather. Okay, so in the afternoon, weather 따뜻해요. So it is from the verb 따뜻하다. Now, we have seen it also yesterday. So I'm trying to see, does any of you guys remember what 따뜻하다 means? So conjugated, it becomes 따뜻해요. So comment down below if you guys know what 따뜻하다 means. So comment down below if you know what that means. So comment down below. I'm going to give you a few more seconds, okay, to try and see if anyone wants to try. Even if you are not sure of the answer, you can still comment and try because here is a place without any judgment. So we are all here to learn. So even if you don't know, you can still try and guess to, try and figure it out what I mean. Thank you so much for the share. Thank you. So I'm gonna give you a few more seconds in case anyone wants to try and guess what 따뜻하다 means. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys were correct. So 따뜻하다 is used whenever you want to say that something is warm. So yesterday we saw also the verb 덥다, which is to be hot. So I guess it is like hot is like the top level, right? It is like it's very, very not painful, but you don't find it very fun. And then we have 따뜻해 하다, right? That is to be warm. So it's like it's getting hot, but it's not like too much. I can still handle it, right? So that is how I would categorize this verb. So it is more to be warm than to be hot. So it's a little below to be hot. So there is 덥다, which is the top to be hot, and 따뜻하다, which is one level lower. After that, we have 그렇지만. So you guys are probably familiar. We see a lot in my Korean study session that there are a lot of words that are starting in 게, and all of them, okay, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. And all of them are basically connectors. So there are small words that you will see most likely at the beginning of the sentence to either connect two sentences together or connect two ideas together. So that is how you would categorize those words starting in 그. So in this case, 그렇지만, we have 지만 that is associated with but. So whenever you see, right, a verb plus 지만, it is the verb and but. However, in this context together, it means however, or you can say also but. Because technically this is from the verb 그렇다. Okay, so hopefully this is helping you guys understand better some context of the sentence. We have 바람이. Okay, I'm gonna try. Okay, you cannot see. So, hello, can I join anytime, or there's a schedule for beginners? Thank you for being here today and for the follow. Thank you. So technically it is for every level. So whether you are beginner, intermediate, my normal Korean study sessions are for all levels. So yes. Technically, this Korean podcast is beginner, but you can join from any level. So there is no specific schedule for any level. Everyone is welcome to join us at any time. So if you have any questions, however, at any time, you can feel free to ask me. Because I know people are from different category of levels of Korean learnings. So there might be a lot of things that you are not familiar with, but I am trying to explain to you guys to the best of my abilities, everything that we find in those sentences. Okay, so let's continue. We have 바람이. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So does any of you guys know what 바람 is? So does any of you guys know what the word 바람 means? So comment down below if you guys know what that means. So it is associated with something that is about the weather. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's okay. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. So comment down below if you guys know what 바람 would mean. So we have never seen it before. It is the first time in my podcast. I think we see that word. So comment down below. I'm going to give you a few more seconds to try and guess what 바람 means. So you might have seen it because I think it's one of the first words about weather that you learn in Korean. If I'm not mistaken, I have been learning Korean for a long time. So I kind of forgot which are the first words that you learn besides 안녕하세요. So yes, comment down below, right? If you guys know, I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys are correct. So 바람 is the wind. Okay, so the wind. And then we have 시원해요, which is from the verb 시원하다. We saw we saw yesterday actually. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, 신이. Yes, that would be correct. So 시원하다 is from the verb to be cool or to be fresh, I guess you can say fresh. So you see here, it is to be warm. And then we have one level higher to be hot. But if you go one level below to be warm, it is 시원하다. So 시원하다 is not when it's like super cold. It's not when it's super hot. It's like in between when you feel kind of good. You know, the weather that is not hot, it's not cold. You're just the perfect weather, right? So that would be how I would translate 시원하다. So it is to be cool, to be fresh. I guess that is how you can say that as well. So it's basically saying that, right, in the afternoon, the weather is warm, but the wind is cool. Okay, so because even if it's warm, if the wind is cool, you're gonna feel better because you're having fresh air in your face, so it's making you less hot. So that is basically how you would translate this sentence. In the afternoon, the weather is warm, however, the wind is refreshing. Yes, exactly, 97. That would be how you could translate that sentence as well. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. I'm practically translating 2 times for my note. Haha. They're not in English. Oh, really? It's in your language, right? What is it again? I forgot. But yes, 시원해요, the same as to be cool. Yes, exactly. It is from the verb 시원하다, which is to be cool or fresh or refreshing. However you want to translate that, all those translations are correct. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Oh, yes, you're the Portuguese one. Okay, yes. Now I remember. That is so cool. So you're translated from Korean to Portuguese. That is amazing. Oh, okay, thank you. English is like my third language, so I don't have the exact translation, but I can understand. Yeah, I completely understand. English is also my I mean, technically it's my second language, but yes, I completely understand and no worries. So yes, let's continue with the next one. However, if you guys have any questions about those 2 sentences, feel free to comment down below. From Korean to English and then from English to Portuguese. Oh my god, really? That is some dedication. Also, before we just continue, I just want to let you guys know, if you are new, don't forget to follow me just right here. I go live 3 to 5 times each week where we study Korean together, just like this. So let's jump to the next sentences now.
그래서 요즘 걷는 게 정말 좋아요. 가끔 밤에 남자친구하고 산책을 해요.
Okay, so let's repeat those 2 sentences now together. 그래서 요즘 걷는 게 정말 좋아해요. 좋아요, sorry. 가끔 밤에 남자친구하고 산책을 해요. So let me repeat a little bit slower for you guys. Thank you so much for the rose, Mimi. Thank you, thank you. Really, really appreciate. You're the best. 감사합니다. 고마워요. Okay, so let me repeat one step slower. 그래서 요즘 걷는 게 정말 좋아요. 가끔 밤에 남자친구하고 산책을 해요. So let's translate everything together now. We have 그래서. So 그래서, if you have been in my Korean study session, I'm 100% sure you already know what that means. So comment down below if you guys remember what 그래서 mean. So once again, it is a word that is starting in 그. So that means it is a connective word. So it is a word that is used whenever you want to connect multiple things together. So comment down below if you guys remember what 그래서 mean while I drink a little bit of water once again. So what does 그래서 mean? I'm going to give you a few more seconds, okay, for anyone that wants to try and guess. If you are still unsure of the answer, you can still try your best to comment, okay? It is okay to make mistakes. Like I keep mentioning, here it's a safe space. We are here to learn, so it is normal to make mistakes as well or not know something. So I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are correct. 그래서 is a word that you want to use whenever you want to say so, therefore, or in other words. So those 3 translations would be the correct way to translate this word. So 그래서 is most of the time, I would say 95% of the time. Thank you so much for the donut, Mimi. Thank you. You're the best. Okay, so this word is 90% of the time used at the beginning of the sentence, so you won't see it in the middle of the sentence. Always at the beginning. So 그래서, so therefore, or in other words. And then we have 요즘, which is a word of frequency. Does any of you guys remember what 요즘 would mean? Comment down below if you remember. Thank you so much for the like, guys. Thank you. So what would 요즘 mean? Comment down below if you guys remember what that would mean. So we have seen it, think once or twice before, not that many times, so not everyone might be familiar with this. So comment down below if you guys remember what 요즘 would mean. Comment down below. I'm gonna give you a few more seconds. Thank you so much for the follow, Shini. Thank you. So comment down below. I'm gonna give you 5, 4, 3, 2, one. You guys are correct. So 요즘 is these days. So it is a word of time or frequency, however you want to call that, right? So 요즘, these days. And then we have 걷는, okay? So I think it is from the verb 걷다 to walk, right? I think, yeah, that would be correct thinking about the context of the sentence, okay? So 걷는, it might be from the verb 걷다, which is to walk. However, in this case, it doesn't have the purpose of a verb anymore. So it is more like kind of walking, I guess. I don't know how I can translate that right now into English. I might be able to do that. I will be able to do that once we finish the sentence, but it is more like walking, yeah. Walking, and then it is together with 게. We have 정말. Does any of you guys remember what 정말 means? Comment down below if you remember that word. We have seen it a lot of times before. So comment down below if you remember what 정말 means. So also, if you watch dramas, you will definitely be familiar with it because they use that word very often in dramas as well. So comment down below if you guys know what 정말 would mean. Technically, I kind of just said the answer while I explained to you guys something, and I just realized. So yeah, you might already know the answer, right, just by what I said. So comment down below. I'm gonna give you a few more seconds to try and guess what 정말 would mean. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys are correct. So 정말 is really or very. So you can use both of them, and it's basically all you need to remember is it emphasizes something, which is always after that. So emphasizing, so 정말, really, very, and then we have 좋아요, which is from the verb 좋다, to be good. So like I keep saying, there are 3 levels of enjoyment, okay? So yes, so there are 3 levels of enjoyment. So there is 좋아요, which is from the verb 좋다. Technically, it is to be good. However, in some contexts, Korean people can still use that as I like. So, but most of the time, it is to be good. So something is good, or I like it, but it's not like wow, you know. And then we have the second level, which is the verb 좋아하다, which means to like. So technically, 좋아하다 is the verb that you want to use when you like something. And then third one is 사랑하다, which is the verb to love. So that one is, I would say, 90% of the time only used with people. It's very rare that I'm going to hear someone that says they love, I don't know, singing, right? They will either use 좋아요 or 좋아해요 to say, for example, that they like singing. So something that you need to remember is the only difference is 좋아요 is most of the time used whenever you want to say to be good, but it can sometimes be also translated as I like. So they use both of them, but 좋아해요 is kind of stronger way of saying I like something. So hopefully it is helping you understand better. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Is this a lesson or just a study group? So technically it is a study group. So I don't give lesson really. So I'm still studying myself as well. So it is more of, a study session for both of us, because before, I have never listened to that podcast as well. It is my first time listening to it. So I'm just seeing the words as you guys see them as well. So it is not prepared in any shape or form. It is very much freestyle. So this is more of a study sessions than lesson. But somehow I keep explaining a lot of things. So it feels like it might sound like a lesson. But yes, it is not. Technically, it is a study session. So let's continue now. What is the 게? So there are different, because it really depends of the context of the sentence. Let me just see in this case if there is something specific that they say. Walking to place. Because sometimes it can mean like a future tense, but I think in this case it is not. It doesn't have a specific meaning in the sentence, but 걷는 게. Let me just see, for example, if I go to 바빠고, what exactly they would say. But it doesn't make much difference in the sentence. 걷다 잠시만요. Okay, where is the... Sometimes I'm struggling a lot with my computer. Okay, 게. So yeah, it's just walking. But I think it is a specific grammar pattern. So if any one of you guys want to explain this grammar pattern, please comment down below, as I'm not 100% sure. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. I can also go see on 90 Day Korean, or for example, what is the grammar pattern verb? I guess it is more of a noun plus 게. Oh, not 기. 잠시만요. I'm trying to go too fast. Doesn't want to. Not 기. 게. Okay, let's see. There is a standard where 게 attached to a noun. 고시. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Now I understand, yeah. So here, okay, I forgot about that. But basically, it is a complexion of koshi, which means a thing. So it's basically saying that it is something, okay? So, for example, it's basically saying that these days, okay, so these days, walking is something that she really enjoys or like. So that would be how you can use the 게. So 게, I forgot about that. I literally, oh my god, my brain. You know, sometimes you forget about things and then you read something and you're like, oh my god, yes, of course. So the 게 is basically saying that it is something that blah blah blah. Okay, so something what? Walking. So walking is something that she really likes. So technically in English there is no way of really explaining that, but it's basically to say what a thing is, I guess. I know there is a specific way of explaining that, but hopefully this is helping you better understand, right? So for example, if it was 이게, it would be this thing. Okay, but since it's just 게, it's just something. It would translate more to something. That's so me. I always know the vocab when reading, but when talking, I forget. Yeah, exactly. So I understand the meaning of the sentence, right? Everything makes sense. But whenever sometimes I need to explain a grammar pattern, I'm like, wait a minute, like I need some time to think. I understood it that way, but I couldn't explain. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you understand, right? But you're like, how can I explain that? So now go with subject particle. What do you mean with that? But yes, hopefully now it makes better sense, okay? And now it kind of reminded me as well. So like I keep telling you guys, it is also a study session for me as well. So you reminded me of 게, which is something, right? So let's continue with the next sentence, okay? We have a lot of things to learn today. Thank you so much for the like, guys. Thank you, thank you. So we have 가끔. Quoi devient 게? Ouais, exactement. Ouais. Ouais, because like for example, like here we see goshi, right? But when it is like combined together, okay, it's as if you remove the shiat and the o, right, the silent letter, and then you put it, right, together and it becomes 게. So you put the e with the o, so it becomes 게. Hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense, but yes. So it's basically saying goshi, but combined together, like compressed, so it becomes 게. Hi, I'm back. Thank you so much for being back. Okay, so let's continue now with the next sentence. We have 가끔, which is sometimes. It is a word of frequency. Once again, we have 밤에. Does any of you guys know what 밤에 would mean? So not just 밤, but with the 에. So comment down below, right? If you guys know what 밤에 would mean, comment down below. If you know what 밤에 would mean, comment down below if you know what that means. I'm going to give you a few seconds to try and guess what 밤에 would mean. So we have 밤, that means a word, but with the 에 particle, what does that mean? If any of you guys know, comment down below. Thank you so much for the like, 여러분. Thank you. So comment down below. I'm gonna give you a few more seconds before I actually give you guys the answer. So comment down below. Also, if you are new, don't forget to follow me just right here. I go live 3 to 5 times each week where we study Korean together, just like today. So let's continue. Is it time particle? Yes, exactly. So the a particle is either associated with time or location. So it can both in only those two contexts. So you guys were correct. Basically, 밤에 could be at night. Technically, you can say in the night, but it's in English it sounds a little bit less correct, I feel like. But yes, at night would be the translation. So we have 밤, which is night, and with the e particle, it becomes at night. We have 남자친구. Does any of you guys know what 남자친구 would mean? Comment down below. You probably know what 남자친구 is, especially if you watch dramas. You definitely know what that word means. So comment down below. Right, I'm going to give you a couple more seconds to try and guess what 남자친구 would mean. Okay, so thank you so much for the like, 여러분. Thank you. You guys are the best. So what does 남자친구 mean? I'm going to give you a few more seconds before I give you the answer. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So what does 남자친구 mean? I'm going to give you the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys are correct. So 남자친구 is boyfriend. However, if you go word by word, we have 남자, which is man, and we have 친구, which is friend. So, but together it becomes boyfriend. I know, like technically, if you look at that, it is like guy friend, but it's actually boyfriend. I mean, it makes the same thing because when you think about it, boyfriend is basically the same translation. Anyways, you know what I mean. It's not just a friend that is a guy. So, you know, it's more. 남자친구 없어요. 네, 저도요. 남자친구 없어요. Oh my god, I love your nails. Thank you. I don't like them that much because I put them and I noticed that it's not the same color as my skin tone, but whatever. But yeah, Tiff, 저도요. 네. So, you know, it is a sad reality, but we need to live with it, I guess. So we have then 하고. What would be girlfriend? So girlfriend would be 여자친구. So 여자, female, 친구, friend. So 여자친구, girlfriend. So that is how you can say girlfriend, boyfriend. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So we have 하고. So 하고 has different translations. So depending on the context, it can either mean and or with. However, in this context, okay, it is more like it. With. Can't you also abbreviate to 남친? Yes, I think. I'm not sure if 남친 is just a guy that is your friend. I'm not sure. Let me just double check on 남친 because I'm not sure if 남친 is just like a guy that is your friend or if it's boyfriend as well. I don't remember. 남친. Instagram boyfriend. Yeah, I don't think this is correct. I don't think it is Instagram boyfriend. 남친. Cable boyfriend? Online boyfriend? What? I don't think this is correct. Some are saying ex-boyfriend. Wow, this word means a lot of things apparently. Let me just see on Papago. Sorry, I'm not showing you guys. I need to leave now. That's for answering everything. Have a nice one. Thank you so much for being here again, Nana. Thank you. Hopefully we will see each other tomorrow as well, if you can make it. So let me just see, but I think, yeah, it's boyfriend. Yeah, boyfriend. So yes, because I know there is a word, I don't remember what it is, that is just like if you have a friend that is a guy. But yes, short version. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's continue now, right? We have 남자친구, boyfriend, 하고, which means with or and, depending on the context of the sentence. You can also use 랑, right? 남자친구랑. However, 랑 would be more casual. So here she is saying 하고 to sound a little bit more formal because 랑, first of all, most of the time is used in spoken form, and also it is used with a casual sentence. You can still use the 요, but it makes it it makes it, sorry, a little bit more casual if you use 랑 instead of 하고. So you know in Korean there are maybe 10 ways to say and or with, but each one of them are used in different contexts. So it's very, very important to understand the difference between each one of them and when you need to use which one. So yes, it's a short way. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for the like. Thank you. Okay, so now we know with boyfriend, 선택을. So once again, it is taking a walk, going on a walk. And then we have 하다, which is from the verb to do. However, okay, technically, because I know someone asked yesterday, she was like, okay, but why is it separate if technically it's the same verb? Because 선택 it has the purpose of a noun in this sentence. So it has the purpose of a word and not a verb. So it is more like doing a walk. I know in English doesn't make sense, but it's doing, which is walking, I guess, walking outside. So basically it's saying that sometimes at night with her boyfriend, okay, she goes or she's doing a walk. So they go on a walk. Basically that is how you would translate this sentence. So let me repeat one more time. Sometimes at night, boyfriend with a walk, doing or going. So that is how you would translate those two sentences. Between what words do you use space in Korean? So you use space in between each word. However, some words have some particles. So particles are always glued to another word. So you need to remember that. So all the particle 을, 하고, 에, okay, 는, all of them, they are all particle, which is why they are glued to another word. Other than that, every word is by himself, basically. So hopefully this is helping you understand a little bit better, okay, how to make spaces in Korean. I know spacing might be quite difficult at first, but the more you practice, you stay consistent and everything, the easier it's going to get for you to understand when to put spaces. The 는데 particle is so confusing. 근데 or 는데 is a particle that is quite difficult to understand, but just to, how can I say that? It is only used with adjectives and verbs, if I'm not mistaken. The 는데, you want to use 는데 with verbs and 인데 or nde with adjectives. But yes, this grammar pattern is a little bit more hard, so it's more of an intermediate level, I would say, of particle. Even me, sometimes I struggle with this particle, but yes. Thank you so much for the follow and the share. Thank you guys. So do you guys want us to make one more sentence, or are we ending it for today? I'm gonna give you, okay, the chance to pick. Do you guys want to do one more sentence, or should we stop right here? One more? Okay. Yes, one more. Okay, perfect. So let's do one more, and then after that, that will be the end for today, sadly. But it's okay. We still have one more.
정말 좋아요. 가끔 밤에 남자친구하고 산책을 해요. 밤에는 조금 추워요. 그래서 저는 가디건을 입어요.
Okay, so those are very, very short, so we will have time to do those. Oh my god, I love Chesusu. Me too. I really love Chesusu. What time do you start your live? So I normally start from an hour ago until now. During the weekdays, and on the weekends, I start at 11 a.m., which is basically 3 hours ago. So hopefully it is helping you understand better. Normally my schedule is from Tuesdays till Thursdays at 1 p.m. EST time zone, which is from an hour ago. Okay. And then on the weekend, I normally go live on Sunday morning, which is 11 a.m. from about 3 hours ago in your time zone. So hopefully this is helping you understand a little bit better. Hi, hello, Celia. Thank you so much for being here once again. How are you doing? I think I understand these sentences. That is great. If you understand them, comment down below. 안녕하세요. 똑같네요. So comment down below if you already know what that means. But we will be repeating those sentences together. I made a bet with my parents that I'm B2 Korean level until January 1st, but I'm only A2 right now. It's okay. You still have time. You can definitely do it if you stay consistent. You can improve very, very fast. So if you have a clear structure and schedule, okay, you can definitely do it. So let's repeat those sentences together. 밤에는 조금 추워요. 죄송해요. 그래서 저는 카디건을 입어요. So let me repeat a little bit. I need to do homework, but I do this for now. Oh, yay! Thank you for taking the time to join us today. So let me repeat a little bit slower. 밤에는 조금 추워요. 그래서 저는 카디건을 입어요. What does it mean? I'm going to be translating everything, right? So you will be able to understand everything. But if any of you guys want to try and guess what those two sentences mean, please comment down below. So we have 밤에는. So we have 밤, which is night, and the a particle again. So it is basically translating to at night. Okay, so at night, technically, it's also the subject of the sentence since we have the 는. So at night, 조금. Does any of you guys know what 조금 mean? Comment down below if you know what that word means. So it is an easier word. If you don't know, it is totally fine. But comment down below if you guys know what 조금 would mean. I forgot. It's okay, no worries. I think it's normal for everyone, to be honest, to forget word. Even me, myself, sometimes I forget easy word and I'm like, when I translate that, like when I go on Papago or something and I'm like, I'm so dumb, like I forgot that. But yes, comment down below if you guys know what 조금 mean. Yes, that is correct, Tiff. That is correct. But yes, you guys, I'm gonna give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are correct. 조금 would mean a little bit. So we had 정말, which is the emphasis. It is really very. And we have 조금, which is the opposite. So it is very little. So it's very close to being 0. Okay, that is how you can try and remember that. It's like you have the line for the 0 and it's slight above it. Not a lot, but slightly. So 조금, a little bit. We have 추워요, which is from the verb 춥다. Okay, 춥다, it has a B up under here, but whenever you conjugate it, it drops. So you're like, no, I don't want you anymore. And you add the 워 instead. So it becomes 추워요. Does any of you guys know what 추워요 means? Thank you so much for the follow and the like. Thank you. Does any of you guys know what 추워요 mean? So we have seen it a couple of times before. So it is from the verb 춥다. Does any of you guys know what that means? So it is, I guess, associated with temperature if you guys need a small hint. So comment down below if you guys know the meaning behind 추워요 or 춥다. Comment down below if you know what that means. So I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, that is correct. So it is to be cold. So this is the verb that you want to say whenever you want to say that something is cold. That is a little cold. Yes, that would be correct. Cold, chilly in this sentence. Yes, I guess you can translate that to that as well. Needs cold, just written in polite ending. Yes, exactly. That is also correct. So basically, it means that at night, it is a little bit cold. Okay, or you can say chilly, but she is saying that it is a little bit cold. So it's not extremely cold, it's not hot, but it's slightly cold. So that would be how you can translate this sentence just right here. So let's go with the last sentence, okay? I know this isn't like on team, but what is like a good app or video to watch 받침? I don't know how to spell it. 받침. I have learned 받침 so long ago, but I feel like there is probably some YouTube videos. If any of you guys have any recommendations for Azalea, I really recommend you guys do that. Also, I have actually created a sheet for 받침 to understand how you pronounce them. If you guys want me to share that with you, I might try and find a way to give it to you if you are interested. So I created that sheet like not long ago. So if you guys are interested, you can actually for one of my tutoring. So I think she left, but yes, I also do private tutoring for beginners if you guys are interested. And I created this 받침 sheet for her to be able to understand when it is pronounced. So real, I can't find anything anywhere. So what are you guys actually looking for? Is it like just a cheat to understand which letter is pronounced how in context of 받침? If you guys give me a little bit more of how can I say that, context, I might be able to help you better. Thank you so much for the follow. So let's continue with the second sentence just right here for now. So we have 그래서. Once again, does any of you guys remember what that means? Comment down below if you remember what 그래서 means. So we have seen it a couple of times before. Comment down below if you guys know what that means, if you remember what 그래서 is. So like I keep mentioning, all the words that are starting in 그 are connective words. So they connect multiple sentences together even though they are separate sentences. Like for example, when read is N, 시옷 is T. So it's basically like a sheet with everything, right? Is that what you're saying? Because if you guys want, I can try and find a way for you to share this sheet that I created to basically tell you that how 받침 sounds when that letter is placed as a 받침. So yes, you guys are correct. 그래서 means either so, therefore, or in other words. Thank you so much, guys, for the follow. Thank you. And then we have 저는. That would be so nice. Okay, I will try to find a way for tomorrow to share that sheet. Okay, I'm gonna try to find a way. I also have the free Korean study planner that you can get the link under my bio if you guys are interested. So I might just add that sheet as well with the planner if you guys want. I can try and find a way to incorporate it into the free planner somehow or make another link for you guys to download that. So yes, we have 저는, which is I. Okay, so it is the formal way of saying I. We have 가디건. Does any of you guys know what 가디건 is? So technically it is a Konglish word. I learned Hangul with an app called Learn Korean and it helped me know what the pronunciations at. Oh, that is great. That is amazing. I have never tried this app before. So what does 가디건 mean? So comment down below if you guys know what this Konglish word means, even though there is technically the answer that is written under. So you guys can cheat. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So you guys are correct. It is the Konglish word for cardigan. So cardigan. Okay, I really hate Konglish. If you have been following me for a while, you know that I have a deep hate for Konglish word because unless you say them out loud, you might not know what that means. And I hope I'm not the only one. And then we have 입어요, which is from the verb 입다, to wear. So it's basically saying that so she wears cardigans because at night it's a little bit cold. So I love Konglish. You love Konglish? I mean, sometimes it makes it easier, right? But whenever I see a Konglish word, my first reaction is, what the hell is that word? And then I pronounce it out loud like a couple of times, and then at one point my brain clicks and I'm like, that is from an English word. But at first I'm like, what the hell is that word? Konglish makes me irrationally mad. LOL. Me too. I'm happy to hear I'm not the only one. I'm happy to hear I'm not the only one. Thank you so much for the follow, guys. Thank you. So let me repeat one more time, and then after that will be the end. Sadly, I love and hate them. On one hand, it's not a new word to learn. On the other hand, I sound silly. Yes, exactly. Me too. But it's easier to remember afterwards. Yes, once you know it, then it is easier for sure. But when it's the first time you see that word, you're like, what the hell does that mean? And it can get you really, really mad because you're like, why does it sound so easy but I cannot figure it out until you repeat it. And yes, are you learning Korean? Because I need to learn because I'm moving to Korea. Oh, that is amazing. When are you moving to Korea? Yes, I have been learning Korean for a couple of years now. But I'm also moving to Korea next year, so that is very interesting to know. Next year as well? Oh, that is so cool. Are you going to school? What are you going to do? That is so cool. We might be in Korea at the same time. Okay, so I'm not sure. Let me repeat. I'm not sure if I repeated for you guys, but I'm going to repeat one more time in case I didn't, because sometimes my head is all over the place. So at night, little bit cold. So I cardigan wear. That is how you would translate those two sentences. I'm going to school there. Oh, that is so cool. Hi, Vivi. Oh my God, I forgot. I think you told me why it's the first letter of your name, right? If I'm not mistaken. Thank you so much for being here today as well. How are you doing? So do you guys have any more questions? Because that will be the end for today. However, I will be going live once again tomorrow at the same time. So from an hour ago, that is when we are starting this study session, as well as we will be continuing this Korean podcast if you are interested. If you are new, don't forget to follow me just right here to make sure to not miss it, because I go live 3 to 5 times each week where we study Korean together, just like this. So it's basically between 3 to 5 hours each week of free Korean lesson, basically. So we learn a lot together each time. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to publish those YouTube videos over on my YouTube channel. So if you are not able to come some days, okay, it will be available a couple of days later on my YouTube channel. I posted some yesterday, so if you are not able to join, or you want to, maybe there's something that you are not sure you understood or you didn't write down, you will be able to rewatch the whole live as well on YouTube. At night it's a little bit cold, so I wear a cardigan. Is that the sentence? Yes, you are correct. Thank you so much for the like. And also I just want to remind of you guys, wait, I have a question. Like, if people say don't use romanization, how are you meant to read it? So the first thing is that you need to learn how to read Hangul. That is really how I recommend. So I would say the first, maybe when you are learning Hangul, that is when you can use romanization, but after that start to quit romanization as soon as possible. So once you figure it out, okay, don't use it. 내일 봐요, Audrey. 내일 봐요, Anne-Louise. Can you choose an emoji of the day? Yes. So the emoji of the day will be the stars with the line going outside of it. Does any of you guys know what that is? Comment the emoji and I will confirm with you guys. But the star emoji with the little lines, that is, yes, exactly, Stefan. So that is the emoji of today. So if you guys are not familiar with what the emoji of the day is basically the next time that you either see one of my videos on your For You page, because yes, I post videos once or twice each day, so there is a lot of content also available for you to learn Korean outside of my Korean study session. So the next time you see one of my videos, you can either comment this emoji and I will know that you were in today's live session, or tomorrow I'm going to be making another Korean study session. So if you join us tomorrow as well, you can just comment this emoji and I will know that you were there today. And also everyone that sees this emoji will also know that you guys were there today. So it's kind of a secret little, how can I say that? Secret code between each other only. So only the people that were here today will be able to know what that means, right? I can understand when reading, but I can understand people hearing 어떻게, 어떻게, because technically you do not pronounce it as 어떻게. You need to pronounce the D as a T, so it is 어떻게, 어떻게. Hopefully this is helping you understand better. So that is the rule of like patsim. Sometimes it's not patsim, that sounds differently. So some letters in Korean, depending on what the word is or where it is placed, will sound differently. So patsim is a little bit harder to understand. But like I mentioned, I created yesterday, a couple of days ago, a small sheet for patsim to understand, for you to be able to understand better how it is pronounced when. So if you guys, I will try to find a way to share it tomorrow with you guys if you are interested. And the last thing I wanted to tell you guys is that I also offer now private tutoring 101. So if you guys are interested, it's either 30 minutes or an hour. So I still have some place available. If you are interested, you can DM me on Instagram or on I was going to say on KakaoTalk, on TikTok, sorry. I have too many things in my head at once. So you can DM me there if you are interested for private one-on-one tutoring. So yes. No, I meant like I understand when you're reading the word, but I can't hear what people, when they talk. I'm not sure I understand that. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. 안녕, 안녕. Thank you so much for the heart me. Thank you. Really, really appreciate it. I understand patsim. I meant it's hard to understand when people speak. What do 어떻게? Ah, okay. So you're like when you hear people speak, you don't understand. So like you understand how to read it, but when there is no subtitles, you don't understand necessarily. Is that what you mean? I'm not sure. Ah, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So in that case, I have a sad news for you. If you're having trouble to understand what people are saying when it comes to just the sound, it might be because you are dependent of the subtitles. And before I went to Korea, I was guilty of that, to be honest. When I arrived in Korea, I was like, oh shit, I didn't practice much my listening. So since there is no subtitles, I am literally so I would say try as much as possible to listen. Okay, take time, watch Korean podcasts, easy like that, where they pronounce slowly, and try to go sentences by sentences and guess what they are saying. That way you will develop your hearing instead of focusing on the subtitles. Because to be honest, last year that was one of my issues. My biggest issues is that I relied too much on subtitles. So when there was time that there was no subtitles, my brain went blank, especially when people started to speak to me in Korean. I was like, I would understand in normal settings, right? But since my brain was like, oh shit, someone is talking to me in Korean, it kind of went blank and I was not listening anymore. So I really, really recommend, if you don't want that to happen to you, especially if you're planning to go to Korea in the next couple of years, really, really focus on your listening to develop your hearing without the subtitles. So if that is something that is difficult, oh my God, sorry, that is difficult for you. Oh, what the hell is happening? So if this is something that is difficult, I use German subtitles in Korean audio. I think I need to change it, but thank you. Yes, exactly. So what you can also do is rewatch, okay, things that you have already watched. So you already understand the context or things like that, but then you just focus on the audio. So that is very, very important to develop your hearing. So sometimes what I do is that I have my favorite drama, which is Business Proposal. I have watched it probably 10 times. I can almost tell you the lines that they are saying, okay? So what I do is that I rewatch that drama, that I'm very, very, very familiar with it, but I don't use any subtitles, not even Korean subtitles, no subtitles. So you can only focus on the sound instead. And then you can either go sentences by sentences, or if you are still beginner, you can use Korean podcasts, beginners like that, to help you develop your hearing as well. But I really recommend watching K-dramas that you have watched before, but you remove the subtitles, any subtitles. Because before I used to use Korean subtitles, but in real life there is no subtitles. So you need to make sure to develop your hearing as well. Thank you so much for the follow, guys. Thank you, thank you. So do you guys have any more questions? If not, that will be the end for today, sadly. But I'm very, very happy for you guys to be here today. Also, I think we are about to hit 5,000 subscribers if we have not hit it already, which is very, very crazy. If we have hit it already, thank you so much, guys. I'm very, very appreciated. Tomorrow I will be posting a giveaway. So because I think by tomorrow, if we are not hitting the 5,000 subscribers already, we will be hitting it tomorrow. So I will be posting a giveaway that I have prepared for you guys tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. I watch a lot of TADC and sometimes understand the Korean audio. Thank you for your tip. You're welcome. So that is just from my personal experience. So that is what I struggle with the most. So if I can help you guys, right, to improve your Korean, that is what I'm aiming to do. So if you guys have not any questions, that will be the end for today, but we will see each other tomorrow at the same time if you guys want to join us. If not, the next one will be Sunday. So thank you so much for being here today, taking the time of your day to listen to me speak for a whole hour, and I will see you guys tomorrow, okay? 안녕히 계세요, 여러분. 안녕. 안녕.